Just a few days ago, I made a video regarding Baizhu's synergy with Sino, and in that one I also addressed how the impact Baizhu makes for his Quicken-based teams are quite interesting. Just like that aspect should apply quite nicely for Sino, the same should go for all other Aggravate-based teams, so Quicken teams that have one or two Electro units as their main damage dealers, since all of them share similar characteristics. To contextualize what I'm exactly referring to, Baizhu is a nice Dendro applier alternative for Sino Quicken teams, because it can also cover the defensive role part for the team and allow you to use Fischl and one between Kazuha or Sucrose alongside another offensive unit flawlessly. Specifically, the units that are paired alongside this core the most are Yae and Keqing. While it's possible to run these very offensive teams without a healer or a shielder thanks to their Quickswap nature, which allows you to mitigate damage taken on multiple characters instead of just one, it's still not easy to pull that off in stages that feature enemies that can deal very high damage. For this reason, a popular choice for this kind of teams is also replacing Kazuha with Zhongli, which makes the compositions very durable, but also reduces their damage output by a lot. This is specifically the context where Baizhu can excel, because all he has to do to become valuable here is be less of an offensive loss compared to Nahida than Zhongli is compared to Kazuha or Sucrose, and that's very easy to achieve. In fact, while there is no doubt Nahida is one of the best units in the game, this kind of Quicken composition might be the one where her impact is felt the least, for a couple reasons. First, Dendro is not the main damage source on the team, so her holding the Deepwood set doesn't have particular value. It's important to mention this, because her consistency in hitting all opponents' AoE makes her a spectacular holder of the Deepwood set, as opposed to Baizhu, who has minimal AoE range in comparison. Luckily for him, that disadvantage won't hurt him here. Secondarily, her Elemental Mastery support passive is not very impactful here, because it only applies to characters who are on field, and the team also lacks big Elemental Mastery scaling characters such as Sino or Alhaitham. While Baiju's supportive passive isn't incredible either, the notable thing is just that Nahida's support is limited enough here that there is not much difference between the two buffs. Also, Baiju's buff isn't strictly limited to on-field, but rather it sticks on a character for 6 seconds every time it's applied, which makes its potential interesting for Quickswap teams. Moreover, Baiju's attacks have smaller application gauge than Nahida's elemental skill attacks, which is bad on teams such as Hyperbloom, but actually pretty nice here since you only need minimal application to activate Quicken, and too much Dendro application might eat the Electro application completely and make it harder for you to sword Electro again throughout the rotation. So, I've calculated the damage on several Quicken teams for both Nahida and Baizhu. On these teams, Baizhu is holding the Hakushin Ring weapon and the Ocean Clam set, as that's the best combination I've found in terms of team damage. On these teams, Baizhu should be able to activate the effects of the Hakushin Ring 3 times per rotation, as he can distribute 2 skill usages and an elemental burst cast properly throughout a 25 seconds rotation on a Quickswap team. This kind of structure also diminishes any of the energy issues he could have, as his energy requirements are just around 150% if you assume somebody else on the team is holding a Favonius weapon. Here are the team damage results. As you might have expected from my previous explanations, the Nahida and Baizhu variants with Kazuha on the team are pretty close to each other. Nahida's team has a slight advantage, mainly thanks to the fact her own damage contribution is higher if compared to Baiju's. The rotations don't change particularly between having Baizhu and Nahida on the team, if not for the fact you might have to be more careful in how you handle Baiju's skills as opposed to Nahida for Quicken uptime, since the latter just needs 1 skill cast per rotation to ensure Quicken will always stay up. Naturally, Nahida's team scale better with investment, specifically if you unlock her Constellation too, as that's a great boost on a team-wide scale. However, The interesting part of all of this is that, at least from a team damage calculation perspective, Baizhu's variant should surpass the Nahida variants with Zhongli on the team quite comfortably, making Baizhu's Quicken variants the best you could choose if you want good damage output while still staying safe. The two variants only become comparable if you add Consolidation to Nahida to the equation, which is an amazing feat for the Baizhu composition. Overall, just like I said in past videos, Baizhu should prove to be a great Dendro addition for all the teams that don't particularly benefit from Nahida's supportive effects or all of her application, and Quicken is included in this. Whether you use Keqing or Yae as your second Electro unit, things stay pretty similar, since both variants have a Quickswap structure that severely limits the impact of Nahida's buffs, specifically. I'm done for today. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time!